how have you been from September to now in trading?
In trading. Well, I'm actually getting a little bit better now. Now that I've been having easier uh, finding demand and supply zones. Like back then, I would take a little bit longer, and I would have too many zones. So now I can identify supply and demand a little bit faster. My risk management too. I started sizing. I sized down. I noticed that helped a lot because when I was trading, I was sizing way too big. So that's what I noticed. Where like now that I size down with the risk management, I feel like when I go into a trade, it's like less stress, less anxiety, and they give it more room to play. So I learned that. I mean, that was one thing too that helped me out a lot. Right now that I'm still learning, and patience, a lot of patience, but so it's taking it slow though.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's good. I'm glad to hear about that. And yeah, Victor, definitely I would say like after you watch the supply and demand module, it basically clicked for you because every single supply and demand zone that you sent me, it looked like really good. Like I never had anything bad to say. So I feel like you were just one of those students who like picked that up very quickly.
Yeah, I think what I really needed was just that one-on-one mentorship. Because I mean, that mentorship I had with the that I had was just it was more just like the Discord and the courses, and that was it. It wasn't really a one-on-one. But I think the one-on-one it was what I really needed. It gave me to the next level.
That's really
And
good. I'm glad to hear about that.
it's been helping. Yeah,
I'm glad to hear about that. So, yeah, how have you been liking the feedback and the support back and forth?
it's super helpful, super helpful. Like, cause like that, like when I send you my demands or supplies, I can always look and see what you're telling me, and I always review everything that you tell me. I go back and look at everything, and it makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. That's what I mean. That's why the one-on-one mentorship. That's what I really needed. Is someone to explain to me like well my questions that I have. You know, because with that just the courses and just studying on your own, it's kind of hard.
Yeah,
Especially when
definitely.
you're just starting. So
Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, I completely understand. So do you feel like every time that you message me and you ask me a question, like how are my responses? Like,
Oh, they're very in depth. Yeah, very in depth. Very super. Yeah.
okay, awesome. I'm glad to hear about that. That's really good. That's really good. And I mean, so you mentioned to me that you've taken a few other evaluation accounts and never passed it, and now you finally were able to pass your first evaluation account.
Yeah, well, like since like I started, like I've always been on those trying to pass prop form. I didn't know about them. I first blew all my cash savings I had when I started. I blew everything, and then well, I wanted to get back into it, but they didn't have no money. So that's when I first stopped. For like the first year, I kind of stopped because like I didn't have money, and then that's when I found out about the prop firms. And then I just kept trying and trying. I wasn't able to pass until now. I finally passed.
That's good. And how many, like, do you know how many accounts you tried before then?
I blew a lot of counts, easily more than 10.
Oh, wow. Okay. And
Yeah.
during my program, how many accounts did you try?
I tried so far one. Well, the same prop form I've been doing. I tried it again. I just did a smaller account, but I tried it again. I finally passed it.
There you go. That's awesome. I'm really happy to hear about that. And then also, I know when we first talked in our first couple calls, you were having a hard time trading and doing your work at the same time. So, how have you been able to navigate that?
I had to figure it out. Well, so like you said, a night before or early in the morning when I wake up, I just chart. I do the supply and demand and see what I'm looking at, and then my targets of where I want to enter the trades, and then also like set alerts.
Mm-hmm.
And then like this last week, since I was able to like I was off for the whole week because we had bad weather, so I took advantage of the trading. That's when I passed my eval account. It's a lot easier when you're at home and you have the screen like full time instead of being at work and just looking at your phone real quick and going back.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely get it. That's one thing that I knew was an issue in your trading, but I'm glad that you've been able to like find ways to like work around that and fit it into your schedule.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear about all of these positive updates. But yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. I like to see that, you passed the account for the first time. You're already on a good track. what do you think you've been doing differently now that you're able to pass this account than what you were doing in the past before you joined my program?
Well, now a little more studying, better charting, my supply and demand zones. Risk management was just the big one. That was the one that I noticed that was really blowing my accounts. That was in risk management and the patience. I was going into like now compared to back then. I would just jump in too early, way too early. So like when I would think it would break, I would jump in and then I would just reverse on me. So yeah, I think the biggest thing was risk management and patience. I noticed that's what helped me pass that eval account.
It's really good. And what do you think in my program has helped you with patience?
Super a lot. Just your videos, letting the market come to you. Wait for that perfect trade, for that perfect setup, so it can be like a no risk reward trade.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. I understand.
But yeah, I had to really work on that patience because I had no patience, especially when I was at work and just like going back and forth. Like it's like, man, like just had no patience. But now that I see it, that was one of the factors in my trading and the risk management. And now, like as soon as I changed that, I started seeing more profits, better profits, constant, more consistent. Because back then I was just losing and losing and losing. I couldn't really stay profitable more than like 2 3 days. And now, like this whole week I was off, I was able to pass my eval like that. I was off from work. I was so surprised. I still can't believe I passed it.
Yeah.
I've been trying so hard to pass it, and I'm like, wow, finally.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm really proud of you.
Even though I still have a lot of work to go, but I mean, I'm taking it slow, step by step.
Exactly. And that is a big win. Like you've been trading for 2 years.
Yeah.
You blew up all your own money. You blew up like 10 different accounts and then you just started one new account and just passed it. So I'm really, really happy about that.
I'm more confident than I was before I started with you, like way like more and more confident because back then I would jump in a train, I would get like anxiety, like I would just get stressed out, being in the train because I just lose all the time. But now that we've been working together, like I feel like more confidence, and then your feedback from like supply and demand every time that you give me that feedback, that gives me even more confidence knowing that I'm doing things right, that I'm actually comprehending my supply and demand. So it gives me even more confidence in my
Yeah.
trade.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear about that. I'm really happy to hear about that. I love to hear all of the progress and this and the success.
Because before we started, I was ready to quit. I was ready to quit because I was like, man, I've been going at it like for 2 years, and then like my job was getting in the way. Well, it doesn't give me no screen time, and I like I was just losing and losing, and I was just getting so stressed out. I was like, oh, I'm ready to quit. But then I don't know, something told me just to keep pushing, keep pushing. But now that we're working together, now I feel like I can probably get it down, feel way more confident. Yeah, I think risk management is, I think it's a big factor in trading. It's super big.
Yeah.
Because I would hate it because when I would size too big and it would reverse, it would eat me up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have to exit way too early before I even hit my stop loss because I would be down already too much or almost hitting my blowing my down. So like, and now with the risk management or not, that's stress, that's anxiety, and then I could let it breathe a little bit more before it hits my stop loss. And if it hits my stop loss, it's not going to be as bad loss as a going in heavier trade in a heavier trade. So now with the smaller loss, it's like okay, it's not bad.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So by implementing some of those habits, you've been able to break that curse of like not being able to be profitable for more than 2 days. But now you've actually been able to have win streaks for like a week.
For a week, yeah, finally.
So you joined the program on September 11th. It's currently November 21st. So you've been in the program for exactly like 2 months and an extra week on top of that. So in these past 2 months, can you just give me like a summary on your overall experience in the program and the impact it's had on your trading journey?
For this experience with the program, well, what's been super helpful, that like I was saying, like that one-on-one, it's like I think what I really needed to get to that next step where I'm at now. It's been working. I mean, that's been working for me a lot. Reviewing, going over everything, and explaining everything. Because I don't know everything, so there's things that you explain that I still like wonder, or want. So yeah.
All right, awesome. I'm glad to hear about that. I'm really happy to hear that it's been working for you and it's been really helpful. But yeah, But yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to go over. If you don't have any last questions, we can leave it at that.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Awesome. So I hope you have a good rest of your night, Victor.
thank you, you too.
Of course. It was good talking with you. All right, bye.